Hi everyone, my name is Bridget Horsey and I am a nutrition researcher and PhD student from the Australian Centre for Pacific Island Research at the University of the Sunshine Coast in Australia. I am particularly interested in food literacy in the Pacific Islands, so in this video I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. For me, food literacy is about building individuals and communities' capacity to navigate food systems in ways that bring about healthy food behaviours. The conceptualisation of food literacy that I use the most is the definition framework by Vidgen and Gallegos in Australia, who propose that food literacy is a collection of interrelated knowledge, skills and behaviours required to plan, manage, select, prepare and eat food to meet needs and determine intake. I also resonate with the definition developed by Carlin et al. In Canada. Callan's framework connects food skills associated with food literacy to community food security, emphasising that these food behaviours and skills are inseparable from social and environmental contexts. In the Pacific Islands, food environments are changing rapidly, and we're seeing an increase in processed food consumption, along with many dietary diseases. With this in mind, developing food literacy has the potential to build resiliency and assist individuals and communities across the Pacific to make more informed food choices in response to their environmental and social contexts. But food literacy as a term is not yet well known in this region. There have been two recent studies examining food literacy in a Samoan and small Fijian population. Both studies provided a glimpse into the food literacy behaviours of Samoan and Fijian adults. For example, the Samoan study found that participants had high levels of confidence in their planning and managing behaviours, but less ability to find and use nutrition information panels. And the Fijian study found almost half of participants lacked knowledge about basic food safety skills. As part of my PhD project, I plan to explore food literacy in Pacific Island countries further. So the first step involves a scoping review of all published evidence that broadly describes, measures or promotes food literacy in Pacific Island countries. From the preliminary findings from this review, only 4 of the 45 sources included use the actual term food literacy. However, all of the included sources of information indirectly measure or promote one or more components of food literacy. Most often, it is the eat or prepare domains that are being promoted through activities such as teaching nutrition knowledge or cooking skills, or through measuring these skills and knowledge. Something that has been repeated in many sources and that couldn't always be categorised into the existing food literacy components was a variety of socio-cultural influences on eating behaviours across the Pacific. This highlights the need to understand and maybe even contextualise food literacy from a Pacific Island viewpoint, as this may capture non-universal eating habits and traditions specific to the context that are likely to play important roles in terms of interactions with food systems, food choices, and ultimately health outcomes. When we understand what food literacy involves and means for Pacific Island peoples, then we can work with them towards measuring and promoting it more effectively across the region. Well, that's it from me for now, but before I go, I'd like to thank all the Pacific peoples who have been involved in all of the research mentioned in this presentation, and I want to thank you for watching.